What's up, everybody? It's Corey Cheese, and we're doing another League of Legends commentary today of a pro game match. And this time it's going to be a match from Europe West. And this is around a 2200 ELO match, if I remember correctly. And so let's just take a look at the different teams and get everybody matched up properly. So we've got SHACO in the jungle, one of the higher win rate champions in the league right now. Every once in a while I like to go and take a look on the LoL King stats to see what the high win rate champions are. And SHACO is up there in, I think, the top 5 somewhere. So definitely going to be interesting to see if that is going to hold true in this particular game or not. Katarina, not exactly one of the higher win rate ones right now, but still does snowball very well. And if she gets ahead in the slightest, she's going to just wreck shop. But at the same time, Twisted Fate is one of those champions that can also snowball the team just because he gets his allies fed so much. And once he gets ahead, he's going to have a lot of damage from significant amounts of range, similar to getting Lux ahead. You can just sit back and poke safely without having to get into too much trouble, and then you can kind of pick people off in fights after they think they've gotten away and stuff like that. Doesn't look like we're going to have any invasions here. A lot of times people do like to try and mess with SHACO's jungle, but in this particular case it's not going to be happening. Looks like he did put down a box at the wolves and 2 boxes here at the blue golems to help him with that. And he has just perfect timing as that box was about to expire. So he is certainly practiced in the ways of the SHACO. And we got a top Zed here. Usually we see Zed going for the middle lane, but he can definitely do top. And Rumble, a very strong champion as well. I'm curious how this particular matchup is going to work out. And in this one, I do feel like Katarina has the advantage for the most part. As long as she doesn't do her ultimate before he starts his pick a card, then she should be able to get a full ulti off at level 6. But we do have a quick gank coming in here. SHACO coming in level 2, already coming for the gank. Can he get in there? There's one auto attack. Gonna get that backstab, extra damage as well. One thing you have to keep in mind against the SHACO is running away from him causes him to do so much more damage to you because his passive allows him to do extra damage when attacking people from behind. And that's something that a lot of people just don't think about because either a lot of people don't play SHACO or they just don't pay attention to passives. I'm not sure what it is, but either way, that is a big thing to keep in mind when you're fighting a SHACO is try and face him for the most part. There we go. Just a little bit of poke coming in here from Bulljet. Let's see what Katarina actually picked up. Boots and 3 health potions. A friend of mine who does play a lot of mid has recommended lately to try out a new build against harder lane opponents. If you're going to be playing Katarina against somebody and you get counterpicked, or if you get a lane opponent that has a lot of poke and you just need to get past that early game where you're stronger than them later, but early on you're not as strong. And there's a missed bandage toss by a Moo. But like I was saying, one thing to do is just pick up 2 wards and 9 health potions. And that sounds kind of wild and weird, but it's similar to the new starts where people have been picking up the what is it, the flask and wards and health potions to get past the early game. And I've been trying this out a lot in some certain, not all of them, but certain mid and top lane matchups. For example, if I play Talon against somebody who generally will beat Talon early game, and I also have like a hard jungler that I'm gonna have to deal with, I'll pick up a flask, 2 health potions, and 1 or 2 wards as well, and that will get me through the early game. And all I have to do is just stay in the lane as long as possible, farm it up, and then of course I've still got that flask to keep on going. I used that the other day against Mordekaiser, who normally is extremely annoying, and it worked out great. We ended up winning that game, and I got past the early game, got strong, was able to roam around. But anyways, just a thought for you. So if you're going to be against any kind of high poke lane and you're a champion that does rely on melee to last hit, then that will help you out significantly. Try that out and see what you think. SHACO not able to get any effective ganks off here so far. He has tried twice, from what I can tell, and so has a Moo. Moo hasn't been able to land anything good either. So one interesting thing I noticed on the patch is that, or sorry, the public beta patch is that they're actually going to be changing it so that Amumu no longer is able to stun people with his ultimate. So this is going to be a huge change to Amumu. Now he just acts like a AoE Morgana binding. He's just going to root people in place. They can still attack and cast abilities, but they just can't move for a little bit. So that's going to be really weird for Amumu players. In fact, I think it's going to make it so that Amumu is not going to be a consistent ban any longer. He'll probably still be a strong engaging champion, but overall you're not going to see him being in the top pick. Oh, looks like we do have first blood down here. I do not want to miss that, so let's see what exactly happened. It's just going to be standard engage here. Exhaust does go down onto the Caitlyn. Lots of damage coming in here, and I don't know why she's staying in so long. Looks like she was just a little bit too confident. They did trade kills there, and here's going to be a passive shot, not going to land, and not enough damage. And this could be bad for Caitlyn. She shoots backwards with her net, which saves her from the SHACO damage. Oh, I don't know. The Ignite might actually take her down, I think. Oh, no, the Barrier. She actually picked up Barrier, an ability that people don't take very often, and that is what allowed her to stay alive in that engagement. A nice little jack-in-the-box placement will push Amumu back from chasing there. Caitlyn decides to stick around since both people are backing off, and she really doesn't want to lose all of these creeps here. She's going to have to take these creeps and go back to the base to grab some extra health. Otherwise, she won't be able to survive in the next couple of engagements. Unfortunately, losing the big minion, as they did change the gold for the big minion. That's never a good thing, but overall, she did get a lot of extra farm that she would not have had before. Let's go ahead and match these up just a little bit better, shall we? We'll put our supports together as well, and our top lanes together. And there we go. Everything is matched up for you. I know in one of my other commentaries, I accidentally clicked the gold and I forgot to switch it back to items, so I do apologize for that. I'll try and pay attention to that if I do that this time. Also, you may notice I have something a little bit different on this video, and I don't know if, I know some of you are going to be like, don't do that, but maybe some of you guys will enjoy it. I've been putting a face cam on the video. I thought it would be a fun thing to do. I have been streaming a lot lately, and I stream, or at least lately I've been streaming every day between about 2 to 10 p.m. just streaming my solo queue, and I've also been playing with viewers as well from time to time. So if you haven't already, make sure you check out my stream over at Twitch TV/ColbyCheese, and we have a crazy engage going on here. There was a gank, and doesn't look like any kills are going to happen. They're safely next to their turret, so they're not going to be able to chase this out or anything like that. SHACO's just hanging out. They could have a counter gank coming in, but it is warded. Katarina did come down for some action. In fact, they're pushing them out 2v3, and they're going to have to back off. SHACO gets very low as well. Oh, and here comes the gank from Twisted Fate. He does use his teleport to get in there. He might just get away, but there's enough damage from Katarina's ulti to take him down with the help of Caitlyn. So overall, that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, killing the mid lane for the support. And that is not bad at all. If they grab this dragon, though, this will actually be pretty bad for red team. They are fairly low, so it looks like they might actually have to back off. Caitlyn's not going to make it too obvious that they're doing the dragon right now, so she's just going to go ahead, farm up those minions right now, and then head up there. And they can't really do much to stop this, as they've already got it really low. The only one over here is Nunu. He puts down a ward. He sees that happening, and there's a smite. Blue team grabs the first dragon of the game, and Caitlyn's just going to get snowballed to the face. She's a little chilly right now, but she's going to put on her winter jacket and head back to lane. Light this up top, trying to shove down the turret as much as possible. He did get the Rumble quite low and kind of push him out, but Rumble is going to hang out by his turret, pick up the last couple of creeps before heading back himself, and the same for Zed. And a little bit of counter jungle action here as Amumu gets shoved out of his own jungle, and his red is stolen from him. SHACO is one champion that's quite good at doing that. He can do a lot of damage, jump onto people, and if he's in a bad situation, he's got that blink to just get out of most hairy situations, as long as he's not too deep against multiple opponents. It looks like Zed's actually, excuse me, I swallowed my water down the wrong hole, but Zed is actually doing quite well here against the Rumble. He's farming quite significantly more than him, like almost twice his creep score at this point. And not only that, but he's taken the small golems, so that's helping him get a significant experience and creep score lead as well as just the ones from the lane themselves. And that's always a good thing to do. If you're purple side, then you can always take those small golems, and that's really strong for you to be able to do that. Doesn't look like any abilities land for Zyra, so nothing great happening there. She's just going to sit there and poke. Caitlyn's not doing too bad. And a gank comes in onto the Twisted Fate and the ultimate. And another ulti from Katarina. That's an easy cleanup, so those Amumu ganks are pretty strong. And even after the changes, I think Amumu ganks are still going to be very dangerous for people because, I mean, they're still not moving. Just because they can't cast abilities, they still have the ability to maybe do a little bit more damage and trade some poke back if they get ganked. But overall, once you get stunned by his bandage toss and then stunned once again by his ulti, it's really hard to deal with that after you're being damaged by another champion as well. In fact, Amumu does quite a bit of base damage already, so he can almost kill you by himself if you're low enough. Not to mention the fact that he's pretty damn tanky, so he can just slowly whittle you away over time if you don't get away to safety. And this is why Zed is doing great up top here. He just keeps throwing down his shadow, getting that AoE ability off, and throwing out his shurikens. And there's another ulti going on to Twisted Fate just as he comes back to lane, but the Katarina is now stunned and ganked by the SHACO, and she will get away back to her turret to safety before they're able to do anything about that. So unfortunately, they just don't have enough damage or CC to hold her down right now, even after having a really nice catch, in my opinion. And Nunu's going to be coming down from the bot lane, or coming up from the bot lane. Looks like he wanted to help out with a gank onto the Katarina, but there is an Amumu here waiting around. I don't think he has his ulti. Yes, he does not. And so overall, she's just going to be hanging out here trying to farm at the turret while Nunu plays the role of a jerk and throws out some weak little snowballs in her face. Makes her a little bit chilly. Caitlyn now farming those small golems, and just the same as purple side but flipped around. It's always great to grab those small golems when you get a chance as the bottom laner. Also do believe that the small golems give a little bit more XP now. I don't know the exact numbers, and I'm bad at like reading specific numbers and things like that, but I do remember something, you know, in the Season 3 changes that the small golem camps do seem to give more experience or more gold, one of the two. So that's actually even better nowadays to be able to do that. It's just they do a little bit more damage, so you just have to make sure you are strong enough to be able to do that without taking too much damage in return. But the good thing is the new Doran's Blade give tons of health back as opposed to the old Vamp Scepter. The old Vamp Scepter strategy was better once you had a lot of AD, but for people with low AD, the Doran's Blades are great. And oh my god, he almost died there. He had just enough HP to survive that ultimate from Caitlyn. He will have to probably go back now, or he's going to be in a bad situation. But we do have a gank from SHACO coming in. Nice net. She noticed the little shadow from the bush there, and I think the ulti could potentially take her down with the ignite. No, it's not going to be enough, but they will be able to catch this Zyra. She is all by herself against four people, sorry. And there's nothing she can do to get out of that one. But she does get them extremely low. Unfortunately, not able to pick up the kill. If Katarina was there just a little bit earlier, she might have been able to clean that up. Everybody was so extremely low. And here it is, here it is. Oh, this is going to be dangerous. She has to make sure she doesn't run in with the stun. And she's going to go for the ultimate, using it while exhausted. Probably not the best strategy, but she does trade one kill, although giving 2 extra people assist gold. So not necessarily as worth it as she would probably like. I know she wanted to be able to do more damage, but she used that ultimate while exhausted, and so she wasn't able to get off as much damage as she had hoped for. Okay, we got everyone coming back to lane. Let's just speed it up just a bit here until we get people there where they need to go. Zed coming in here to do a little bit of poke damage onto this Mumu. Mumu wants to get him a little bit lower so that they have a little bit of plus time, but unfortunately SHACO was there ready to make him pay for that, so definitely punishing that Mumu for trying to get some farm himself in the lane, and that's going to be a nice free easy kill for them. Rumble going to be coming back to lane, and Zed really doesn't have that much health taken off of him, and this is actually pretty interesting. He picked himself up a Blade of the Ruined King. I don't know if I've seen that build on him. I normally just notice Zed's going for straight up AD overall, but I guess Zed wants to do a little bit of percentage damage poke. So I don't know. To me, that just seems like an awkward item for him, but we'll see if that actually ends up working out in his favor. Oh my god, okay, I was about to say, SHACO's going down really fast, but that was his clone. And that's going to be a simple dragon there for red team. Kills are even up, but they are definitely ahead on gold overall. A lot of damage coming in onto the Twisted Fate. If he gets jumped onto one more time, he will go down to her ulti. But Zed is doing great up top lane. He is pushing down into the second top turret already. And not a lot to really stop him other than Rumble just kind of hanging out and shoving back those waves of creeps. Looks like SHACO is trying to put up some boxes all inside of the enemy jungle, looking for opportunities to kill some people. He's actually going to come around from behind Caitlyn and Zyra, and here's going to be a gank from Twisted Fate to the bottom lane, as well as an ultimate from Misfortune. Looks like Caitlyn's able to actually kill off Twisted Fate. SHACO shuts her down after that though, and here comes the Bush ulti from the Nunu. Not doing a lot of damage. They did notice that coming in, so they back off in time, and boom, Nunu is going to fall quickly to the help of Katarina, and now it's going to be these three people against another three as Zed is now coming down. This could be a really bad situation for him. Oh, nice binding by Zyra is not going to allow him to get in range. Oh, but he does find an Amumu with his ulti, and that's going to blow him up very quickly. Lactus grabs that kill, no problem, sitting him at 2-1 so far this game. So, Blade of the Ruined King actually scales off of your AD. Now that I look at the active, and I didn't realize it scaled off of your AD, that makes a lot of sense because Zed gets a ton of extra AD from his passive ability. So, especially going into late game, that is going to scale very heavily and do quite a lot of damage. It's going to be like essentially doing an extra ability, of course. Normally, those active items are decent, but they don't always constitute as amount of damage as an actual champion ability. But in this particular case, it will do a lot. I mean, it's already doing 250 damage at only like level 12 or whatever. That is significant. In fact, here comes SHACO. He was trying to clean up after Twisted Fate dies, but he did get dove at the turret, taken down by Katarina's ultimate. She is at the point right now that she's strong enough to take him down very quickly. She's got a lot of magic pin. In fact, she's going to have her third magic pin item up here really soon. Looks like SHACO's hanging out, waiting for Zed to come around, but Zed gets caught as well by Amumu. And will he get away? It looks like he's going to go down to the Ignite and a Flame Spitter from Rumble. So that was a gank attempt gone wrong as Zed was trying to come in from behind, but they were there ready for that. Not sure if they knew he was coming in there, but they ended up finding that happening. And bottom lane looks like there's a little bit of a battle going in. Let's jump back just a few seconds and take a look at this one unfold. And it's just a straight up 2v2 engage. Exhaust going down on both of the carries, but she was stunned just a bit, it looked like, from something. So lots of damage coming in from those plants. Zyra is able to shut down Misfortune, and it's too bad that the Caitlyn didn't grab the kill there, but overall, Zyra can become pretty damn strong as a support late game. Her plants do so much damage as the game goes on, and that's one thing that people don't really pay attention to as much. And there is, unfortunately, a missed ulti from Twisted Fate. Not able to get in range of her because she flashes out of the stun range, and they cannot catch up to that. Here are three people coming in. Amumu misses his bandage toss, but they will be taking a free kill onto this Nunu as he is stuck at the turret by himself. No chance of surviving that one, no sir, and that's going to be a turret down in favor of blue team as they are now catching up and back in the lead by 2,000 gold. They're going to grab this blue buff as fast as possible before before blue actually comes up here and tries to take that, if that is the case. And they are just going to be going back to base, so they decided not to push in any further. That golem looks smaller than usual. Maybe it's just because in observer mode you can zoom out a bit further. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Looks like we have a lot of magic pit coming in here on this team. You've got your Katarina and your Rummel both picking up lots of magic pin. We'll see if we see a Void Staff later this game or not, or if we're just going to see big AP items coming in next. Zed going for his Black Cleaver as well. He's going to have a lot of armor pin coming in very soon for his team, and that's going to help out the Misfortune quite a lot. I really do like the new Black Cleaver quite a bit, and the reason for that is because it makes your ranged carries much stronger. Even without them building a Last Whisper, they're going to be able to destroy these squishy targets much easier as long as their assassin is attacking them. Good God, that Misfortune goes down so quickly to the combined effort of Katarina and Amumu. In fact, I don't even know if Amumu was necessary for that one. There it is, Black Cleaver built up finally. Looks like his blade is up to 122 bonus damage. So that's going to be 272 damage. What are his normal abilities doing? Let's just take a look at a normal ability damage. Katarina's dagger doesn't even do that much. Her W doesn't even do that much damage at level 5. So an active item that he bought, because of his massive scaling, is able to do more damage than an ability from Katarina. Of course, she does have a low cooldown on it, and yes, that's a long cooldown ability, but still, he's a burst champion, and he's all about getting those kills. So obviously, it's like a 5-second cooldown versus a 60-second cooldown, but it's still something interesting to think about, an item doing that much damage. And here is a nice ulti from Amumu, going to lock down 2 people. Zed doing his ulti, trying to get off as much damage to make that tick finally for as much as possible. Rummel grabs a double kill onto that SHACO, and it looks like that is double as well for the Katarina. But 4 kills for blue team gives them the lead on that fight, and they're going to take down the turret, and that's probably going to be a second turret as well. Katarina just doing too much damage in this team fight situation, so they are not able to handle that for too much. Katarina's gonna have to back off. She's taking too much damage from that turret. She needs somebody else to tank that for now. And it looks like Rummel will be the one to take the turn on that. And here comes the creep, so they're gonna be safe enough not to take any more damage. They're gonna need to back off soon after this, as everyone is coming up except for Nudu, and they don't want to get jumped onto by Twisted Fate. His ulti will be up soon, and he could potentially try to catch somebody with that and stun them out. Looks like they're going to be back in time, so they will be safe from that, and that's going to be fine for them, as well as the fact that Twisted Fate's not really strong enough right now. He didn't actually go for his Lich Bane. I do see a lot of people picking up a Lich Bane as a Twisted Fate lately, just due to the changes to it. Apparently, it's a lot stronger to pick up earlier in the game now, rather than after you pick up a couple of AP items. But he decided he's gonna go for some Abyssal Scepter, which is interesting. He's picking that up to save himself from. They have 2 AP champions on this team. Well, pretty much everyone is AP except for Caitlyn in this team comp. So he's like, well, I want to get as much magic resist as possible. It's just that Abyssal Scepter is not gonna actually give him any magic pin because it has a range on it. So his cards are gonna always be out of the range of that Abyssal Scepter, unfortunately. Here we go. Lots of lost hope as the SHACO is not even able to steal that dragon. Oh, actually, he did steal the dragon. So he does steal the dragon. He trades his death. Trades his life for a dragon. Unfortunately, Zed dies as well, so that kind of makes it not worth it. In fact, they decide to stay in here. They noticed everyone was a little bit low, and they traded another life for that, in fact, but they were able to get 2 kills for it, so it makes it pretty much worth it now. And if they can grab this Caitlyn, that's going to be even better. So that's going to be a 3-for-3 trade plus a dragon steal for red team. Do like that. That was a great job overall. I thought it was going to be much worse than it turned out to be. And some good plays by red team salvaged that situation nicely. Overall, they kept the same gold amount. They're about 2,000 gold behind right now, so pretty much even for the most part. And it's gonna come down pretty soon to a little bit of Baron skirmish. I think we're gonna see that. It's about 24 minutes into the game. Nobody has any wards there just yet, and I know that both teams are probably thinking to themselves, all right, guys, it's time to ward this shit up because they're going to be taking that from us very soon if we don't. SHACO coming around. Looks like he does have his Jack-in-the-Box ready to go. He doesn't actually have the cooldown ready for Wriggle, so he can't ward this yet. And an Oracles comes in. Yes, she is ready for that Baron control, like I said. And she wants to clear out anything that is in the pit. Obviously, nothing has been put down just yet, so she's going to place down a ward of her own. Zed comes in to look around for some stragglers. A little bit dangerous, though, to run into these bushes unwarded by himself. He doesn't have any teammates close by. But I guess he is feeling confident right now that he could get away if necessary. Lots of retreat pings for blue team coming down. They're saying, watch out guys, you can get killed at any moment in time. And Zara right now wants to clear out some more wards, so she's taking a look around, seeing what she can find. Red team doing their best to push down this mid turret. Finally want to grab that at 25 minutes. A bit of a late mid turret, but overall now they're evened up for the most part. Oh no, they're not. Sorry, they obviously lost these two turrets here. Once they grab two more turrets, they'll be even up. But as far as gold is concerned, they're getting there. Although gold is not at this point, gold is not going to be as important as all of the turrets that have been lost. That inhibitor is free, so if they lose a fight right now, blue team will easily run up there and take that inhibitor down. So red team has to definitely watch out for their next couple of actions, and blue team's going to be trying to shove this in right now. So if red cannot engage them soon, then they will definitely be losing this inhibitor. And if Amumu lands a nice bandage toss into his ulti to lock people down, Katarina is just going to explode everyone. They have a great AoE damage team, and that is one of the things that is giving them such a big advantage this time. Whereas red team is more of just like kind of assassins and catching people. They don't have a giant team fight advantage. So it looks like Twisted Fate actually got afraid. He hashed a flash out of there. He did not want to get caught into an Amumu ulti, which would have surely taken him down there. So if Amumu paid attention to that, he's definitely going to be ready for the next one. Next time he sees that Twisted Fate get caught, he's going to go in there, and that's going to be a perfect ulti landing on 4 people. Rumble takes down the Zed. So far, we're losing 2 people here for the red team. Everyone's jumping in there. Katarina getting those resets and killing several people. She finally goes down, but not before several people die. This is almost an ace. Looks like Misfortune is going to run back, and they're going to take a nice, easy inhibitor here. Losing only Katarina, but definitely worth it for as much damage as they did. This could be a good game right now, because now they are shoving this in. They're going to be able to easily go on this turret. They've got creeps there ready to go. Misfortune is healed up. She's going to try her best to defend this, but it's still 4 versus 1. Even though they are a little bit low HP, they still have all their abilities to go, and they're taking out this turret. I don't think she can defend this. They do have SHACO up, so they might back off, and that's going to be an attempt to kill the Caitlyn. Double kill for Misfortune, so not bad, but they did take 2 turrets, so it was still worth it. Romo needs to be careful and throw out his spears. Oh, nice job on the net by Caitlyn, just sticking him right in the face, allowing herself to get back swiftly. Red team doing the only thing they can right now, which is a counter Baron, and if they can grab this Baron, it will give them a slight chance to come back and try and win the game. But really right now they are on their last leg, as blue team just has to push in. Oh, they didn't actually grab that last turret. So I said they got 2 turrets, but they did not. They in fact only got 1. So not too bad actually. Red team does pick up a double kill for Misfortune. They grab the Baron, and now they're going to be pushing back in. They still have a lot to worry about though. They lost their inhibitor. They lost one of their base turrets. Oh, nice ulti from the Rumble. Gonna lock him down. Looks like Katarina wants to jump in there, but Misfortune is not going to fall for that bait. And instead, she just backs right off. She knows that if anyone dies right now, then they could potentially just lose the game straight out. Blue team is going to be regrouping now, and all they have to do is team up and try to shove in and take that last turret down. They just have to follow their creep waves in. If they want to, though, they can play it a little bit safer, and they can shove in the last couple of turrets, because red team is going to be stuck defending and shoving out right now on their own. And looks like even Zara lost her oracles, and they didn't secure that Baron since they did push in so far last time. Interesting, we have a Leandre's Torment by Zyra, so she just went for wards and a Leandre's. Pretty interesting setup, and it actually makes sense because they have so many CCs and slows this game. That's going to allow her, she doesn't have a ton of AP, but she is going to be able to get off that 10% of their current health damage. And what is going on here, looks like the Katarina is trying to do a little bit of a bait, and now Zyra's the one who's caught out of position. Unfortunately, they don't have any more stuns ready to go to lock her down. They are going to be sprinting out of there to try and make it out for an escape. They're going to go for the dragon. They're going to pick up that extra golden experience and then head back. They still don't want to make any mistakes and engage onto red team while they have that Baron right now. Yep. So right now they are just looking for a chance to catch some people and engage on them. Amumu was not able to land a bandage toss. It looks like they actually noticed he was in that bush because they had a ward in the northern one. So they did not put themselves in any bad situations there. Still though, red team is still kind of scattering around, doing as much as possible to try and defend the remaining turrets. And I don't know if they can do it right now. They have a lot of creep wave here. Zed's doing a good job of trying to clean that out, but Caitlyn is putting as much poke as she can while the wave stands. So she took a good chunk out of the turret before they were able to clear out that wave. But I don't know if they're going to be able to shove it down again for this next one, because they do have decent wave clear now that Twisted Fate has arrived. And instead they're going to be moving on over to the red buff area. And I don't think the red team is going to go for that. That would obviously be very unwise for them to try and pick that guy up. This is a pretty intense game so far, as it could at any moment end if red team makes the wrong move. In order for red team to win right now, however, they are going to have to let their inhibitor respawn, and they're going to have to start making a couple of plays and win a team fight. Unfortunately, they just haven't been able to win a straight out team fight because blue team has such an amazing team fight composition. Zed still hasn't bought any extra AD items after his Black Cleaver, instead opting for some defense, going for that Guardian Angel and Home Guard boots. So he's still sitting at about 300 extra damage though. Still really not bad at all. 300 damage from an active item is pretty good. Not only is it just good, but the fact that it gives you healing by the same amount.
Red team's inhibitor is respawning.
So he's going to heal himself for 300 with that. That is ridiculous. And you steal the movement speed. So yeah, I guess I never really paid attention to this item that much, but that is not bad at all. I like it. So it's a really nice healing item, and the active is amazing on it as well. Although you do pay for it. It's I think it's close in price to the Gunblade. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up because again, I haven't really paid attention to that item much. I haven't thought about really building it on many different champions that I play personally. All right, here we go. They're going to be taking down this inhibitor again. Red team is going to have to make some kind of play if they don't want to lose it. Both of their damage dealers are taken down extremely fast. Twisted Fate not able to do anything, and this could be GG. Listern using his ulti, but it's not even going to land on anyone and doesn't save anyone because they're just like, screw it, I'm just going to go for the inhibitor. And now they're going to easily shove up, take down this turret, and I think that's going to be a good game. Unless red team can pull out a miracle right now, that is going to be all she wrote. And so it came down to Amumu just landing some nice ultis and finishing off the game, and this is why they are nerfing him. He is just way too strong right now, but he still will be good after the changes. It's just that they won't be able to stun you. It's just going to be, like I said, again, like a Morgana botting and whatnot. But anyways, that's a good game. Thank you guys for watching the commentary, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my stream if you like to watch me live. And let me know in the comments down below what you think of the face cam, I guess. And we'll see you around for the next one. Let's go, cheese. Peace out.